Somebody call the law. Somebody call the law. It got to be illegal for me to be so wrong.
What up, though, Heist man? The folk talk that talk, ghetto news and opinions. Man, you got to be careful who you dealing with in these streets, man. I'm talking about you got to be careful because you never know what they got going on, what they had previously in their life or not. I just heard this story, man. It was disgusting. I don't know how long the story is. I don't know how long it happened ago, but I'm saying I got to talk about it, man. This dude right here, I don't know his name. We're going to find his name out through this little piece I'm gonna show you right here, man. This dude right here, he done infected over 200 people with HIV knowingly. They say he went to jail for it and everything. He did 5 years for this, man. This dude right here, look at his eyebrows, man. I mean, I know I got some brows on me too, but come on, man, look at this. This is the eyebrows of evil. This dude then infected 200 people plus with HIV. This is disgusting. Like I said, man, you never know who you dealing with, or you better know who you dealing with, because when stuff like this happen, this shit is a chain reaction, man. This can spread out to so many people and so many lives. We got to show this video, man. I seen this on the Black Girl Unlost channel. This crazy, man. We got to check this out. Y'all got to hear this testimony from this woman of how this stuff happened. 200 people. Woo! Nasty work. Let's check this out, man.
Investigators, he didn't want to tell her because he didn't want her to leave him. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
This is crazy.
This man, well, they did get married. But before they got married, they decided to do everything that they were supposed to do. They didn't sleep with each other. They had a big church wedding. They even went and got tested for STDs. At the STD clinic, they stood in front of each other in front of the doctor. She said to him, "Oh, I'm clean, I'm good, I'm tested, I don't have anything." She said the same thing for him. She didn't look at the papers. Thought nothing about it.
She flinging that
married,
knife.
They even moved to South Carolina. Mind you, we're originally from Florida. They get married. I don't go with them. I'm like 5 years old at this time. My mother gets pregnant, and so then she goes into the doctor. And they call her back afterwards. She's used to this because she has diabetes, and normally they call you back and say, "Hey, you have diabetes, you need to be more careful." No, they said to her, "Hey, you have HIV." She was like, "What do you mean I have HIV? I've been with the same man. What do you mean?" Mind you, this is 2005. They don't know as much about HIV as they do now, and so primarily that happened with gay couples. But gay people
flinging that knife.
Who can get HIV, of course. So she finds this out, and she's like, "Oh my God, what?"
Hold on, did she say this? Hold on.
Mind you, this is 2005. They don't know as much about HIV as they do now, and so primarily that.
You know she young. She think 2005 a long time ago. I think by 2005, didn't nobody had AIDS no more. They had it, but you know what I'm talking about, man. AIDS and HIV. They had conquered AIDS and HIV by what? By the late 90s and shit, man. She young, man. But I don't know what she thinking. All right, let's get back to her, yo. This is crazy.
Happened with gay couples, but gay people aren't the only people who can get HIV, of course.
Right.
So she finds this out, and she's like, "Oh my God, what?" They also tell her you're pregnant with twins, but she doesn't tell anybody for about a month, just because she's so stressed.
And they didn't conquer AIDS, and I'm just saying they had a tight hold on it by the end. By 2005, I think, like, look at Magic Johnson, man. They got me mixed up right there when she said that. Like, it's 2005. I think they were just still new to it. Nah, they was old to the game by that, man. But hold on, man. My bad.
And like, you know, she's in shock. And so she finally tells him, and the first thing he says is,
"What?" I know they didn't put an ad on here. Come on, man. Sorry,
"Please
y'all.
don't tell anybody." And he also told her, like, "No one else will love you. You have to stay with me," all this crap. She calls my grandparents. They come and get her. She takes everything she came into that marriage with. And the only thing she left him with was a microwave. Period. She comes home and she tells a few family members. And so my aunt calls her and it's like, "Hey, turn on the news." There's a story on the news where one person knowingly infected the other person with an STD.
Right.
And they got prison time because it's illegal. So then she realized, hey, this is a crime. And so we have a family friend who's a police officer. She tells him and he's immediately like, "Oh my God," He starts crying. He immediately goes, "We need to get him on a two-way call and have him admit it. If he admits it, then we can get him in trouble with the South Carolina laws instead of the Florida laws." And the reason they were trying to get him in trouble with the South Carolina laws is because South Carolina gives a bigger punishment than Florida. Are we shocked? No. So
She was flinging that knife around. She flinging that knife.
And basically, he's being not a good person. But she gets him to admit it, and that's very important. They send out a national warrant for his arrest. He's from a very small town, Greenville, South Carolina, right? So in Greenville, South Carolina, on the news, they're like, if you slept with this man, you need to go get tested. Why? That same day, the testing line is out the door.
Damn.
Out the door. Everybody's going to get tested because everybody slept with this man. He slept with and knowingly infected over 200 people. Right. I was like, what? Oh my God. 200 men and women. So not just women, baby. It's insane.
Men too?
That is a crime. One of the people he slept with was his boss. He worked at a pretty big company. I think it was like something. I don't know. It was a big company. He slept with his boss. The boss went to go get tested and found out she was infected.
The boss.
When she found out she was infected, her partner also found out they were infected, but she didn't talk to him. Like, this woman ghosted everybody because she was just so in shock and she needed to process it. Mind you, this is a pretty big deal, you know? And so she wanted to process it. She didn't talk to her ex at all. And so we're going to pause that story for a second and jump to now. A few months ago, me and my mother had to go back to Greenville, South Carolina, where most of this took place, and go to court because he hadn't been paying child support for the twins. As we go here, it's just such a synchronistic day, and we're meeting so many people and like just talking with them and having a really good time.
How much letter she got?
Talking to this
Damn.
one lady, and we're like telling her this story because like it's just the vibe to share. It's a very interesting story. So we get to the part of the story that me and you are in right now, and my mom is saying, yeah, he slept with his boss and she found out she was infected. She completely ghosted the guy that she was with just because she was in such shock. And he was also in shock. So this man is just going crazy because it's like, she won't talk to me. I'm also infected. I don't know anything. And so we're telling the lady the story. And my mom goes, yeah, so my ex-husband's boss is walking out of her garage on Mother's Day. The lady that we're talking to, she goes, wait, you mean the lady that walked out of her garage on Mother's Day and her boyfriend shot her to death? Oh my God, that was my aunt.
Woo!
We're sitting here telling this lady this story. And then she starts finishing the story for us because the lady, the boss, that was her aunt. So we're just
This
like,
girl
what
animated,
the heck?
boy.
What do you mean that was her? Like, what? Do you know how small of a world it is? And she was like, yeah, I was young when that happened, so I didn't really know like why she passed away or like what the true cause of her death was. I just heard that like it was a tragedy and he just went crazy and shot her. We had no idea that this was why, and it was linked to that case.
See, this the daughter.
So we're just like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening. And the way everything just connected was literally insane, guys. Like, but basically the twins' dad, the one who infected my mother, he went to prison for about 5 years. He's out now and not paying child support. Obviously, that's why we had to go to the courthouse. But after that, my mom became an HIV advocate. She's really well known on Facebook, and I believe her face is in a bunch of like museums around the country. Oh, and she was so stressed from all of this and from finding out she had HIV that she actually had my twin siblings at 4 months. They were not supposed to live. Do you know how hard it is to have a baby at 4 months and keep them alive?
Right.
It's a miracle.
Big shout out to them.
The twins do have disabilities now. Definitely probably as a result of being born too early.
And
My
with the
brother
kid.
has cerebral palsy and my sister has autism. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We're all living now. Everybody's pretty fine. My mom, when she was an HIV advocate, which she technically still is, she'd go around speaking this story to schools, churches, anybody who like wanted her to come and, you know, speak about it, telling people to practice safe, you know.
There's a lot of people that he slept with who, if you think about the domino effect of events, you sleep with one person, guess what? You don't know who that person's sleeping with. They go sleep with somebody else. And the cycle continues, especially if nobody's getting tested. On top of that, I found out that he was sleeping with other women. He was also sleeping with men. Found out that he got a woman pregnant while we were married. He got her pregnant, infected her. I found out when I came back to get my belongings and leave him for good. Actually, I didn't find out until after I left. I left him in December of 07. And in December of 07 is when the baby was born.
The baby
that the woman had. And I found out after I left from his sister, actually. Because at this point, I decided to tell everybody. I decided to tell, call his mama, call his sister, whoever. I was like, did you know that your brother was HIV positive? His sister did not know that he was HIV positive. His sister,
Botox Cosmetic, myth or
damn
fact?
it.
Let's face a challenge. How far?
Did know about the baby though, because she came for Christmas that year when I was gone. He took her to see the baby. And he took her with the intentions of her only knowing that she was going to see a baby of one of his friends.
That nigga away from me.
And when they got there, he said to her, "Oh, you see the baby? Isn't the baby pretty?" And she said she looked at the baby. She looking at him. She like, the baby kind of like him. And that's when he told her that it was his baby. And she asked her brother, "Well, does Renee know?"
Come on, man.
And he lied and told her, "I knew." Like my daughter said, having him put in prison for knowingly infecting me with the HIV virus. He spent 5 years in prison, which is the max in the state of Florida. Since then, I remarried. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. I remarried, divorced. That marriage ended in domestic violence, and my husband cheating on me with a first lady of the church. Yes, a pastor's whole wife. Which actually,
she giving out too much testimony now. Yo, that's the story. That's wild. Hold on. You don't never know what nobody doing, what they got going on in their life, who they dealing with. All that happened to her, and she said she got remarried, got an abusive relationship, and he was messing with the pastor's wife. Boy, y'all need to keep that shit in y'all pants. Boy, y'all need to lock that in. Yo, first of all, sorry to anybody who was affected by this or all that. The kids, I feel for the kids who was born early because of this. All the women, the people that they got murked. This man messed up a lot of people's lives, man. Look at this. This dude running around. 200 people, men and women. Greenville, South Carolina, boy, I know that's a hotbed right now. Yo, that's the story. I don't really know much about this. I just had to give you what I seen, because I seen this. I'm looking at it like, yo, this was a crazy story. I'm watching the shit last night, like, yo. So I got to bring it to the damn table, man. I got to put it up here for the people to see on Talk That Talk Ghetto News. Like I said, I don't know when this happened. It looked like it happened in 2024. She said the shit happened back in 2007 when she first contracted it, but that's crazy. Man, can you imagine going to the damn health department, hearing something, you like, man, I heard that. God, can you imagine dealing with something? That shit just gave me the heebie-jeebies. You dealing with somebody and you hear on the news, you see this, your boyfriend or somebody you done dealt with a couple years ago, faces pop up on the news. Have you slept with this man? Go to the health department. They don't usually do that, I don't know. I never seen it on the local news or the national news. So they made a big news story about this in their area, flashing this dude picture on the news saying, have you slept with this man? Come on down to the to the health department. You might got something. Shit, that's crazy. So you get down there, you see it out the damn line, the line long, like this nigga was fucking everybody. People start coughing and they hugging in line and crying and, yeah, girl, hold on. Is that a dude? What are you doing in line? Oh, you just come here? You was with him too? I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's the story, though. That's the news. Some dude, he infected 200 people with the HIV. The hive. And I ain't talking about the Beyonce beehive. I'm talking about the HIV. Big shout out to Shorty, man. Not the daughter for telling her mama business all on the fucking internet. Big shout out to the mother, the one who got it and started messing with the dude who messing with the preacher wife and all that. I'm talking about the lady at the end. She look healthy. I don't know what it does to your system no more. I don't know anything about this. I think they probably should put a CDC HIV disclaimer on the shit so y'all can really get some real information, some pertinent information about this, because I don't really know. I just know I'm born in the 80s, so I'm an 83 baby. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 83. But I remember like growing up, and I remember like when you first heard about HIV and AIDS, it was like people fell off the face of the earth. As soon as they got it, they died. It was like Eazy-E died. Soon he got it. Next thing you know, like, well, Magic Johnson got it. He ain't got it no more, and everybody was cool with it. Then it was like, I don't know. If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get the Magic Johnson, and that's crazy. I want the Magic Johnson AIDS, but I get it. That's what people were saying, yo. I'm not bullshitting. So I remember them times. Man, it was real scary. And it ain't as scary as it is now because people have then learned how to cope with it and do their thing, and you know what I mean. So and Shorty, she was looking real healthy. She looked like she can get a like she's still dating now. Like I don't know what is it past. I don't know the rules and regulations of it, man. I just. Well, we married. I'm staying in the house. I got shutters on. I'm not messing with nobody. I can't do this. It's crazy, man. Y'all see it. That didn't affect the 200 people. Just did. Think about the people who didn't come out, who didn't say nothing. They're like, I ain't going down. I ain't finna embarrass myself. Shit, I don't know. And then, you know, so it's got to be more than 200. Them is the 200 people that showed up. Imagine all the people they had dealings with, and after that, this shit is like. I'm spraying Lysol everywhere I go at from now on. Everybody. Wonder why I'm scared to go to Atlanta. No, I'm playing. Anyway, I go live in the channel every Friday at 9. I go live in the channel every Friday night at 9 p.m. Man, come through and holler at me. I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's gonna be about. I just know I will be live and it will be Friday night. Come through and holler at me, man. Big shout out to what is this channel again? Black Girl Unlost for this right here. That's what I seen this on, and that's the video we just played, man. I don't know what they call it, pirating or sharing information. You helped me out, shorty. Black Girl Unlost. Big shout out to you. That's how I got to notice this shit came up on my feed. I'm like, oh, let me do this story too. But I go live every Friday night at 9 p.m. talking about something. Come through and holler at me, man. Hit that like button, the comment button, the share button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. All them good buttons you got to hit to get this pimping that I'm putting out when I put it out. And like I said, I go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Come through, join the conversation. And holler at your boy. Heist Man the Foe. Talk that talk, ghetto news and opinions. Need some lip chap. I feel like LL. I'm out of here.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
All right. This time, but I'll be back, and sooner than you think. Wherever there's prejudice, ignorance, inequality, I'll be there.